Okay, Shalom, Shalom, Kwame Sha'ala, Kuhaloyimla, Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Chahakodash, double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well and led by the Spirit, taught us this beautiful truth. I just want to say Tawada to all the H.I.M and Akwaf that's out here sincerely keeping the laws, the statutes, and commandments of Yahweh Bahashim, Yahweh Shai to the best of their ability. This is Yahkanan Waf just coming at you with another quick lesson. Praying that it's edifying by the Spirit, and just pretty much, a little PSA, a little warning to our people, to watch and pray and to report on things that we see that could be important to our people, you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. And we know that it's Israelites in this country right here, but this can happen anywhere. But it says 145 people stabbed with syringes at music festival. So, and basically, a large number of them was, overall, I'm thinking they were all women, young women. But it says right here from, it said around 15, or I guess 15 young girls, ages 14 to 20, reportedly being stabbed. Investigators were able to use security footage to uncover and track down a suspect. Some of them, said that they felt sick. But they was talking about right here, it says officials did not specify if there were cases of so-called needle spiking with date rape drugs, such as Rofinol or GHB, used by attackers to render victims confused or unconscious and vulnerable to sexual assault. Yeah, so some people, they reported feeling sick afterwards, but, they got to go to the hospital for, toxicological examinations or whatever. So that's pretty much the article. It's not even a long article like that. I've seen it a few times, but I know Jake like to get out here and party, like to be in these big ass crowds. And the scriptures talks about following not a multitude to do evil. Let me see if I can find that real quick. It's that season where that bread and circus is going on. And you have our women, they able to just get up and just, jump on a damn plane and go to, just go wherever the hell they want to. Go to a whole nother country and party. Don't know nobody there, accepting drinks and shit from dudes. You don't know what's in the shit. The bartender could actually even be in a lot of situations like that, where people be coming up missing. Matter of fact, I think it was like 66. I'm trying to think if they were kids or not. I just seen something like that earlier too. That, with this trafficking and shit that's going on. Yeah, Exodus 23:2. Thou shalt not follow a multitude to do evil, neither shalt thou speak in the cause to decline after many to rest judgment. And this festival right here, this shit, supposedly like a million people turned out to this shit, man. So, women gadding abroad, having that ability to gad abroad because Esau told you it was okay for you to just be out here and you can do whatever you want to do. That's not wisdom, man, because this man is wicked. He gives wicked counsel. He's not giving no good counsel out here, man. Look at the world. Everything that he told you women that you can do is to fuck y'all over. It's even at a point now where you don't even have, men that even want to deal with you to actually even protect you. He is taking your protection, your covering away from you, especially you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native American women. And when you come up missing, they don't put no search out like how they put out for the so-called white woman. Yeah, they'll take the report. They'll jump in the squad car, go ask some questions and stuff like that. But they're not throwing up no $100,000, $200,000 on and renting out billboards to get your ass back. Little Susie is missing, we're offering, this, of the most out you see for Jake, man, on when they're offering rewards and shit like that, is most I ever see is like $2,500. I'd be like, God damn, that's all Jake worth. But when it comes to the little so-called white chick coming up missing, hey, I've seen billboards. They actually rent out big ass billboards on the sides of the freeways and shit. Amber alerts. So you have to, let me get this one. You have to walk circumspectly, just like I said, a quick little lesson in the spirit. Now it's not the time to just be out just doing whatever, man. Ephesians 5:15, see then that ye walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise, redeeming the time, because the days are evil. See? And walking circumspectly means to be alert, to be on point, as far as like your surroundings, checking things out. Praying also. Scripture says to pray without ceasing. I wouldn't, associate myself with crowds like that. I'm fuck an NFL game, an NBA game, especially something like a damn concert. Nah, I'm not trying to do nothing like that, but got to use wisdom these days, man. You're living in the last days where it's a lot of wicked shit going on. Let me see, though. I don't think I had that in. Trying to see. God damn, said 4 adults arrested after try to marry 9-year-old girl in ceremony in Disneyland, Paris. Let me see, this other damn story might be associated with it. Yeah, man, you have to be careful out here. There's a lot of trafficking going on. Dang, I just had seen it too. It was a story about. Let me see if I can maybe possibly Google it or something. Bear with me. Should pop right up though. Yep. It says human trafficking bust teacher coaches among 228. See? This is Fox 13 Tampa Bay. Yep. Says human trafficking bust teacher coaches among 228 arrested in Polk County. And these are people that you're supposed to, as far as young children, young adults that's going to these schools, these are people that you should be able to, count on. They're supposed to be your protectors, but this place is wicked as hell. It says nearly 230 people were arrested. God damn. And 13 potential victims were rescued during an 8-day multi-agency undercover human trafficking investigation. And this is the type of shit that Trump should be on. He's signing executive orders to try and pick up all these damn immigrants. But these are your own people that's pulling shit like this off. Why aren't you running down and finding all these damn kids that's missing? How you have hundreds of thousands of children missing in your country, and what you're focused on is getting rounding up people that pick fruits and vegetables and shit, trying to make it seem as if they were just so horrible. Don't get me wrong. I'm sure there were some criminals in the crowd, but not like how they were saying, because Trump and them actually was damn kidnapping kids from school. Them damn selves with this immigrant shit. How you going to school? What them kids do? You talking about picking up violent criminals and shit like that, but why are you showing up at school graduations and all this other stuff like that? Why are you at the Home Depot? Why are you popping up at these restaurants where these people work? They just in the back of the damn kitchen prepping food and washing dishes and shit. But why don't they have a scopeo or a damn radar, a microscope on this kind of shit? Because it lets you know Esau don't really give a shit, man. This guy's backwards as hell. Okay, but it says, according to the Polk County Sheriff's Office, a teacher, coaches, medical professionals, and active military members were among those arrested during Operation March Sadness 2024. Here you go. You got active military members, man. And this place is so wicked, bro. This is why it's so important that, you if you have children, especially younger females, but just boys in general. Because Esau, he liked boys, he liked girls, he liked young, he liked the pedo, the PDF file. You know what I'm saying? He's that dude. This guy's wicked as hell. And again, like I said, it's especially targeting you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, because you're the Israelites. We're under those curses. We're the least likely to be, they don't give a shit about us. We're on the lowest of the totem pole when it comes to all humanity, so to speak. These nations don't give a shit about us. Esau has taken full advantage of us for hundreds of years, man, in that way. This is crazy. It says, Polk County Sheriff Grady Jude says there were 150 suspects arrested for soliciting a prostitute and traveling to the undercover location to negotiate to have sex in exchange for money. 12 other suspects were arrested, and of those, 8 were either deriving proceeds from prostitution or taking prostitutes to an undercover location. Jude said 42 of the 228 arrested are from Polk County. Those of you from Polk County know better, Jude said. We talk about this. We don't hide it. If you don't know about it, you obviously live under a rock. You had to learn the hard way, but the rest of you pay attention. This is not the last operation. We'll have more, and we'll give you the opportunity to be arrested if you are stupid enough to show up. Yeah. But why are you telling them? Why are you telling them about your operation? Because a lot of these people are Edomites that's being caught. They're not going to show you no photos. Generally, when you don't see no photos of these people, they're generally Edomites. Okay, it says detectives charged a total of 70 felonies and 288 misdemeanors during the investigation. The suspects' criminal histories included a combined total of 879 felonies and 1,150 misdemeanors. But you running down on immigrants, and you got these kind of problems. This is just one little sting in Polk County in fucking Florida, man. What about all throughout the U.S.? You trying to tell me that why aren't you putting some of those resources toward finding and protecting these children and stuff, man? Because this is his kingdom. According to PCSO, Slovakia, detectives and social service organizations screened those accused of traveling to provide prostitution services to see if they were being trafficked or exploited by others. They were also offered social services by organizations that took part in the operation. Now, okay, so here's a wall, and you can clearly see, I ain't even got to bring the picture in, but it's a bunch of damn Edomites, a bunch of Jake too. There's some Jake, but that, that majority of that goddamn wall right there is pink men. But you can see some Jakes scattered throughout there. But mainly that pink, it just jumps off the page out there. Yeah, some Jake in there though. Reckless ass Jake, just here and just, wicked as hell. But they should, you thinking like, okay, well, you're spending all this money to round up all these so-called brown people, and you got stuff like this going on, bro. It's crazy. It says 66 suspected prostitutes that were arrested, 13 are possible human trafficking victims. In 1 year, we have identified 58 potential victims of human trafficking in 1 year with these operations. What's significant about that, that's the most we've ever been able to identify. He went on to state that the reason so many victims were able to be rescued is because the sheriff's office included counselors in the operations from the beginning. One man arrested said he was a volleyball coach from New York who tutored middle school students. According to Judd, the suspect said he wanted to pay $150 to have sex with a woman. He was also okay. Anyway, another suspect told detectives he was a certified triathlon coach and athlete. The dude showed up with meth. Jude stated, does that help you perform better when you're a triathlon athlete? A math and science teacher at New Beginnings High School in Auburndale was among those arrested, according to Jude. He came to have sex. He called it a quick visit for $60. Well, since he's able to teach math, he can figure out that it didn't add up this time. Damn judge got jokes. An IT specialist at Tampa General Hospital and a registered nurse at a Bay Area nursing home were also among those arrested. An Air Force staff sergeant, an airman police officer, and a 19-year-old scheduled to begin his Air Force training in May were also arrested. And the military will still take these dudes. They'll get them out of it. A man who used to be a detention deputy with the Polk County Sheriff's Office was also arrested. Yeah, because they be having intel. Jude says he was fired after he was arrested in Orange County. Jude added that he was also arrested in Polk County last month. Dude, what are you doing? Jude asks. You went from being a stellar employee to committing moral crimes. And it's 2 in a month, he said. I got a problem. No kidding. You've got a big problem. Oh, man. Amongst those arrested were 2 brothers from Wesley Chapel, ages 16 and 17, who showed up to the location armed with a BB gun, wearing hoodies and ski masks and creeping around the undercover location as if they were about to commit an armed robbery of the undercover detective who was posing as a prostitute whom they solicited online. Man, this place is through, bro. Anyway, you get the gist of the story. And this is going on throughout America. This is just one place, man. One place. And a lot of the times it be people that's supposedly trusted in the community. You'd be surprised at how many judges, how many police officers, lieutenants, people in, just all professions, man. You'd be surprised at how many people that are involved in stuff like this when it comes to trafficking children and stuff, man. Prostitution rings, drug rings, It be mainly Esau, but they're not gonna throw Esau out there on the news like that, man. But anyway, I just wanted to just touch on this because I seen this other story, and then just by the Spirit, I remembered that one. Because this is a Syringes shit right here. This is something you want to be careful of. You know what I'm saying? Even just dapping somebody up. Shit. You might not even want to fist pound a person. Like just giving them a little fist bump. Because a motherfucker can have some shit in between his fingers, to prick your ass with. People wicked as hell out here, bro. You just never know what's the deal. That's why we need our Lord, though. That's why it's so important to pray. We can't stress prayer enough. You need to be praying, man. And then just avoiding a lot of this shit, man. I'm not showing up at none of no. I've never liked crowds like that. I've never been a crowd type. Never been a crowd type like that. I've never liked it. Because a person can do anything to you, man, while you're in a crowd, especially if you somewhere and you already, like, why would 14-year-olds be at a music festival with millions of people in the street? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, where the fuck is your parents at? Why would you be there amongst that type of crowd at that young age as a young girl or a young lady, rather? They definitely looking for you. You're the ones they really want. But again, America has told, or just in general, these Edomites, this shit is worldwide. Babylon the Great, good old America, has taught the world how to just be wicked as hell. And everywhere you go, these women have all these damn rights. They have that ability to get abroad. They're able to get up out of their bed at 1 a.m. if they want to and go to a bar. In her damn lingerie if she wants to. She's protected, so-called, by the 911 call, which sometimes it's too damn late. But this is this man's kingdom. This is his world, and you can tell that this place is about out of here. It's too wicked. I mean, how much further can it go? Again, here you go with this shit right here. 4 adults arrested after man tried to marry a 9-year-old girl in a ceremony at Disneyland. Come on, bro. Fuck out of here, bro. He's 22 years old. Where you find this little girl at? Hell no. Let me just read this little bit right here. It says, according to the Times, organizers put together an elaborate scheme to film a video for social media. They reportedly booked the park outside normal operating hours under the guise of a real wedding ceremony. The schemers allegedly recruited their guests online, seeking 200 adults, 100 children between the ages of 5 and 15 to pretend to be guests at a rehearsal for a wedding in Disneyland, Paris. Approximately 100 people responded to the invitation and waited for the ceremony to begin at dawn on June 21st, 2025. A trio played the violin and a stage set with flowers awaited the couple, but the guests apparently had no idea what they had gotten themselves into. Oh, man, bro. Incredible. So we were not told at any time that it was about a film shoot. We all thought we were going to be part of a wedding. I don't know who shows up, but, just popping up for somebody random wedding and shit. It says, guests loaded up onto a bus early in the morning, and organizers gave them pink bracelets that said bride and groom to wear at the ceremony. I saw a little girl dressed in white. I saw her hair prepared with curls and a lady picking her up in her arms. A guest name. Okay, at that moment, I was shocked. I realized when I saw the child, it was atrocious. 4 people were arrested and questioned. The groom, who was believed to be the organizer of the event and presumed to be a British, age 22, the mother of the child, 41-year-old Ukrainian woman, and 2 Latvian nationals, ages 55 and 24. See, this is the type of shit. See? Anyway. And these are Edomites. This is some Edomite shit. That's that spirit of these damn Edomites. So, hey, just be careful. Be aware. You definitely, it's summertime. It's hot. And people, definitely motherfuckers out here lurking for real right now because, you motherfuckers, you showing all your skin. You showing these people everything that they need to swoop up and throw your ass into the back of a van, man. Next thing you know, your ass wake up somewhere you don't know where the fuck you at. Terrified out of your damn mind, man. So be careful out here. So with that, pray that the lesson was edifying. Kwame Sha'Allah and a Baba Ball.